And we're live.
You know what I watched just the other night was, I can't believe, I love John Carpenter movies, so I'm surprised I hadn't watched this before. They Live. Have you watched that, Kyle?
With Roddy Piper. First time he'd ever acted.
I like how, first of all, early in that movie, for no reason, they just show him like shoveling dirt, and it's like, we're establishing that he's shredded and very strong. And at the very beginning of the movie, he's some drifter guy, comes into a new town trying to get a job, and basically he stumbles upon a global underground global conspiracy where there are aliens who control the media and every bit of power, anything that matters, they control it. They control the media, banks, like the army, the police, and he finds these sunglasses that you put them on, and now like when you see an advertisement, he'll see through the advertisement to what it's telling, which is like, ignore what's happening, consume, be submissive, don't think,
make
no free
babies,
thought, believe what you're told, trust the media. Like,
and then it's got like a picture of it's got like a dollar sign that says, "This is your God."
Yeah, that kind of thing when the guy's holding it. And so basically, and what I loved is the speed at which that movie progressed, because usually I was thinking like, okay, Roddy Piper just got the glasses 5 minutes ago. He's looking at everything. We're talking about They Live, and he's looking around. And I think you're muted, Woody.
I did. I figured that. I said I figured it out, and then I figured that out as well.
Oh, okay. So basically, what I drug me into the movie initially was I knew the movie's supposed to be good, and I'd never seen it, and it's maybe 3 to 5 minutes of movie time and of real time, because it's more of a continuous shot between when he puts the glasses on and is like, oh my God, there's a global conspiracy of aliens who are trying to just get us consume and don't question authority, and it just money is your God, all that. 3 minutes of real time later, he is murdering them. He walks into a store, and like I'm thinking like he's gonna have to try and find that cult or that underground operation that's trying to break the truth to everyone, try and formulate a plan. No, he walks in, looks at some like gross rich like elite woman who's one of the aliens. Like that's pretty much the theme. Everybody in the elite class is an alien, and he just starts going, "You're ugly on the outside, and you're a fucking bit," like bad acting, like insulting all of them. And then of course all the aliens start turning, and going, we got one that can see. We got one that can see. And he's like, I don't like this one bit. And he runs out of the store and then stands in front of the store for like a minute, like thinking about things, not retreating. And then a couple of cops who are also aliens pull up on him, and instead of submitting at all, he immediately kills both police officers, and then goes on what amounts to be a 70-minute, mostly rampage. 9 minutes to 12 minutes, I swear to God, is him fighting his black friend in an alley.
That fight goes on for so long.
It's the longest fight I've ever seen, and so many times it's like, dude, this is they would be in their like death knells. Like, this is a devastating fight. They're breaking bottles on each other, hitting each other with 2x4s.
Why are they fighting?
They were fighting because he put on the glasses. And the black guy's like, I don't want to put them on. And instead of being like,
so they hold a WWE match right there.
Yeah, I know this sounds crazy. Just put these on. First of all, the color scheme changes, and you're going to see some weird stuff. He goes, you're going to put them on, and starts beating the shit out of them to force them to put it on. And they beat the shit out of each other. It kept me invested.
I love the bank.
Really liked that movie.
He walks into the bank and he looks around. They have this like panning shot of what's going on. Every bank teller is a fucking alien. Most of the people in line are fucking aliens. The security guard's an alien, and he's got keep in mind, he's got a 12-gauge shotgun in his hands. He just killed a couple cops, and he's just like, I have come here to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble gum.
That's
and
a great
security guard goes to draw his pistol, and he's just like immediately just boom, just kills him right away, and just starts working on the crowd. That's what Duke Nukem is based off of.
They don't know that he like what he knows for some of the scenes, right? He walks into a new scene, they don't know, and he's like, "You're ugly, you're ugly, you're all right, you're ugly, and you're ugly." And the four aliens are like, "Well, I can see what's happening here. Yeah, we got one who can see."
Yeah,
and it's like
the only part that didn't make sense. Like, and I guess if they did this, the whole movie wouldn't have worked. Is like, obviously, like as like he comes across a cop who's just a person, and he's like, "Beat your feet," and he sends the guy on his way. But like, if the aliens actually held all the levers of power, you don't infiltrate the boots on the ground people. You control them from above. Why would the aliens be a baseline cop? You should just use the humans to do all your dirty shit. You're the rich bankers. You're the rich, like, what was the newscaster guy? Like, just
that's the only part that didn't make a ton of sense. But it is a good movie.
You're right, Kyle. That was the only part that didn't make a ton of sense.
Yeah, it was. It really was.
Everything else in this world, and you accept everything. So I'm saying you exist in this world. You accept all these plot contrivances. That is one that does not make sense.
He said that's the only part that didn't make sense. The real thing is
the only part that doesn't make sense. I mean, you have to obviously accept that there are aliens invading, the planet.
Here, I have the same problem with that I did with Red Dawn. I watched Red Dawn as a kid, and I came away. This is young, 13-year-old Woody thinking, I'd probably be a Wolverine and take on the Russians. I imagine that's how that would go down. And my father's like, no, that's not how it would go down. The second you became any kind of problem, they'd send in a helicopter and kill all of you at once. It'd be no trouble. And
that is what they do at the end.
Do you remember the D squad of Russian soldiers they were sending after them in that movie? Just the absolute Three Stooges of Russians going after, like, falling down hills on their own.
Yeah,
I liked Red Dawn though. That was good.
Red Dawn's fun. Yeah, both of them. But the same thing with They Live. Like, the second Roddy Piper presents some sort of problem, they'll just bring 2 people with guns, or maybe even 5, and he'll lose that gunfight, and like they'll squash him. It won't be a problem.
I think they were just unprepared for a human who could see. It never happened before. It had never come up before.
Well, they all said we've got one that can see with the glasses. It seemed like they had,
Yeah. They just never had a concerted group of them try to destroy the signal. I don't want to spoil this movie from 1988.
Yeah, I like John Carpenter's movies, and that's one of my favorites for sure. They Live
The Thing is his best one. The Thing is my favorite horror movie of all time.
What's the really expensive one? Was it called John Carpenter? Really expensive movie came out like 10 years ago. Went to Mars, maybe.
I know what you're talking about. Ghost of Mars. Is that it?
That wouldn't have been real expensive. I don't think he's ever made an expensive movie, to be frank.
I might be conflating with someone who made
Avatar.
Yeah, I was gonna say it came out at the same time as Avatar, and the movie was successful, but because it was being compared to Avatar, they all acted like it was a total loser.
Oh, are you talking about that Disney movie?
Possibly.
The one with you're talking about John Carter.
Yes, I'm talking about John Carter.
Okay, that's
Kyle. Sometimes we take windy roads.
Both Johns.
See.
Also, Pocahontas, John Smith in that. Several of our founding fathers were named John. It's all connected.
John Carter, yeah, and it came out in 2012. But did that come out roughly the same time as this Avatar?
I'm not sure when Avatar came out, to be honest. But yeah, John Carter was the name of a really big flop that Disney made about, I don't know, he was fucking like a human on Mars or something, and they were fucking monsters, and it was supposed to be this big trilogy, and it just flopped.
I thought it was, maybe I'm the only one that liked it.
Yeah, you were.
It did lose money. The production budget was $263 million. One of the most expensive films ever made. That's $250 million.
Wow.
And it grossed $284 million at the box office. But I think that sometimes you can say cost $263 to make, sold $284, and think that's a profit, but it's not, because the theater gets some big chunk of that. It was a $200 million write down. That's a big loss.
Yeah, it didn't go well.
Losing $200 million is a big deal, even for Disney.
They're really putting everything in their streaming service right now, with their theme parks and cruise lines down, and it seems like they're really putting a lot of eggs in the streaming basket. There's a they're going to do a Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show now too, with Ewan McGregor.
Are you excited about that?
I actually am. Yeah. It's what Star Wars fans have been asking for a very, very long time. Is an Ewan McGregor, Obi-Wan Kenobi anything?
Is Ewan McGregor's star not shining like it used to, or am I crazy?
He was just in that Stephen King thing, Doctor Sleep or whatever, the sequel to The Shining.
Yeah, I watched that. It was good.
That's pretty good. Yeah,
Maybe
it's pretty brutal when they're murdering those children.
Yeah, I like Ewan McGregor as an actor.
Did you guys see like The Haunting of the Bly Manor or something like that? Do you know the show?
No, we talked about that. I saw the 2 black chicks on the front, and I was just, nah, I can't do that.
They keep suggesting that's like the haunted house picture on Netflix. They keep suggesting it to me, but
I watched
I want to
The
watch a
Haunting
scary
of Bly
movie. I
Manor.
want a scary series.
So I think that I like what TV shows have done over my lifetime. If you look at old shows, we'll say Friends and fucking, it's a more current one. What's the one that's like minstrel show for nerds?
Big Bang Theory.
Big Bang Theory. Thank you. The Big Bang Theory, Friends, the shows in that class with the laugh tracks and the plots that barely extend 20 minutes. That's kind of old school to me. And now TV shows are being Breaking Bad and Game of Thrones, for even though it was fucked up at the end, where it's like better than movies. It used to be movies developed plots and did things seriously and took on bigger topics, and TV shows were lame and stupid.